Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to my podcast. My name's Tony G, and today we're going to be talking about learning how to deal with depression and anxiety. Hopefully learning how to deal with that stuff and hopefully rid it from your life so you could reach your fullest potential and enjoy this thing we call life. This life that we live, it's too short. A blink of an eye, you're no longer here. So we got to learn how to live in the now, live in the moment, right? So I'm just gonna, share the things that I've learned, maybe some life experiences I'll throw with you guys, and how I've dealt with it, and yeah, if this video could help one person, that would make me very happy. I'm doing this video because I reached a point in my life, which being 36 years old on this world, I feel like I just reached a point where the burden of depression and anxiety don't beat me up anymore. And being at this point, I'm excited. Every day that comes and every day that's coming in the future, I look forward to it. And that's something new in my life. I've never really experienced that feeling. So I'm happy for myself. Me reaching this level, I'm happy for my wife, and I'm happy for my daughter and my future child on the way. I'm glad that I'm able to reach this level so I can be the best me, and by me being the best me, it's gonna help out everybody in my world. So because I feel this, I want to share this with whoever needs to see this right now. We all have different journeys in life, and we experience levels of depression, anxiety, in different ways from different experiences, and I just want to let you know that it's okay. It's okay to feel the way you're feeling with depression, anxiety. Sometimes, at least with me, it was always like a macho thing. If I felt a certain way, I just kind of keep it to myself, and I would try to hope that it would go away, but it would never go away. Guys, you got to, the best thing mentally for all of us is to reflect within yourself. The deeper you reflect within yourself, look inside yourself, and say to yourself what's bothering you in this world, the things that are bothering you, or whatever it is putting you into that depression or anxiety. Understand what that is. We all know what that is that puts us in depression or anxiety. Truly diagnose yourself to understand what's making you feel the way you are. And then once you can figure that out, that's a huge milestone. Once you figure that out and say it to yourself, this is what's bothering me, then you could learn how to move forward. I like to listen to like motivational videos on YouTube, and I get a lot of these words and sayings and methods from these people that I listen to. And one guy that I listen to named Wes Watson, he says the level of inner reflection that you do will determine your outward projections to the world. I might have butchered that a little bit, but he's just saying the deeper you dig in within yourself to find out what you want in this world and what's bothering you, to truly understand that, will reflect how you walk in this world, how you walk and talk, and how people will perceive you because you're glowing. Because unfortunately, a lot of people in this world don't know how to dig in deep to understand what's bringing them into that funk. Depression is, at least this is what I think. I'm not a professional, but this is what I think. Depression is you mentally living in the past. Whatever it is that's bothering you, your mind lingers there, and it causes you to be depressed. Anxiety is mostly you're making stuff up in your head. You're thinking about the future of the things that could happen, negatively, and guys, high percentage you're just making stuff up in your head that's most likely never gonna happen. um, you got to learn how to distinguish the past, the future, right? And not negatively bother you with things like depression, anxiety. We got to learn how to put our finger in the pulse and live in the now. And that's the sweet spot, living in the now. And that's how you're going to be able to live your best life. Um, you know, there's a lot of people out there that think social media is ruining our society, but you got to look at everything through a positive scope if you want to be a positive person, right? To a degree, I guess. But social media, man, I just think it's really awesome because unlike back in the day, if you were very fortunate to have a bunch of people that inspired you and just threw words your way that inspired you to be the best you, then you're very lucky. Or there's even scenarios where you do have people, say family or friends, that do kind of throw certain words at you to try to inspire you. Sometimes that stuff doesn't work. You could hear the words all day, but if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. Sometimes you got to hear it from certain individuals for it to resonate with you, in order for you to take that knowledge and apply it to yourself, and then live your life carrying on with that good knowledge. Where I'm getting to with this is, we live in an era where there's a thing called YouTube, or just any type of social media. Man, for those of you with depression, anxiety, please use this concept. Go on social media, go on YouTube, find people that inspire you. Like for instance, me, I love motivational videos, or just I love to listen to people that just talk about positive things and kind of motivate you and give you good messages. And I want to give a couple shout outs to people that I listen to like on the daily, and they just, man, these people just inspire. And I'm the kind of person where I need to get a heavy dosage of inspiration daily. I can't just listen to a good message one day and then be good, for a year. No, I have to listen to it daily. There are some people where they hear something, they hear a good message or something, and it's enough for them to carry on and be the best them they can be. But unfortunately, I'm not that type of person. I have to hear words of inspiration every day, and it has to be from people that inspire me, right? And for me, like, I like to listen to Joe Rogan. I like to listen to Wes Watson. Wes Watson is a guy that he kind of grew up a thug, but he went to prison, decided to change his life, and just, he's out now, and he's swole, he's all tatted up, but he kicks a message of to be the best you, and the way he does that, it inspires me. Just his message to come from the hell that he was and transform what he is now, and he's just a workout machine. I'm wearing his t-shirt right now, Purpose Over Pleasure. So that's that guy. The Jocko podcast, David Goggins, those guys are both Navy SEALs, and they were in the military, and they're taking a lot of how they applied and carried themselves in the military. They're showing you how to do it in the civilian world. And man, that's super awesome that I'm able to actually listen, even watch them, kick this knowledge, kick this information into me, that it's really resonating with me, and it's helping me change for the better. And if you can do that by finding people that inspire you, man, this is a big plus, man. This technology stuff can really work for you if you use it right. That's one thing that I recommend, that can definitely get you out of your funk. And if you need to listen to it daily like I do. Let me see what else I want to tell you guys. So depression and anxiety, it's man, that's a scary thing. And if you live in it for too long, if you wallow in it for too long, your mind could take you to dark places. Unfortunately, sometimes people take their own lives, and that's sad, man. But it happens every day. I can remember some of my darkest days is when I just got out the military, and I got myself a little apartment, and man, just the way a lot of things unfolded in life, just regular life things, just the way things happen, the stressing of leaving the military, I went through a breakup, stressing about, was I smart enough to go to college? Can I make it? Alcohol, just daily things that majority of us have to deal with. I just felt like I got to a point in life where life beat me up to a certain point where I just had no confidence in myself. It put me in a major state of depression. I remember days where I'll be in my apartment, just bawling my eyes out, man. And to be honest with you, at the time, I didn't know why I felt so lonely and depressed and felt anxiety to the 10th degree. I didn't know at the moment. I didn't know why I felt like that. I just know I just felt ugly inside. I just felt like there was a dark cloud hovering over me, and I didn't know how to get past it. And then, I didn't do anything to try to help myself. My only form of entertainment, the only thing I really knew how to do was to drink and make people laugh, And so every chance I would get, with family or friends, that's all I would do. I would just get pissed drunk and just, try to be the life of the party and make people laugh. But man, doing that for so long, dude, you really do handicap yourself. I really did handicap myself, but by not being able to mentally develop to a level I needed to be. And at the time I didn't know I was doing that, but now looking back, the quicker you could learn these messages, you guys, especially if you're younger, but like I said, it don't matter what age you are. Positive message is a positive message. It's not too late to change your life and be the best you can. It's never too late. I don't care how old you are, but it's always best if you can learn how to be the best you at the youngest age possible, man. If you could learn that in your teens, teens, it's hard enough. You're going to go through the ringer because the world's new to you. You're exploring. But if you can lessen the severity of depression, anxiety, at that young of an age, or even your early 20s, man, you're going to be a lot better off in life. You're going to get farther in life. You're going to be happier in life longer. And, I really do wish that for you younger people. Depression, anxiety, it's normal. We all go through it. But there are some people that experience it a lot heavier than other people. I feel like I was one of those people that just dealt with it heavily, and I learned how to mask it. I learned how to mask it by using a sense of humor. It's awesome to have a sense of humor and be funny, but there's levels to it. If you just use it all the time, then you're not letting yourself develop, You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with yourself and learn when you're masking things that need to be addressed, so you can rid anything that's causing depression or anxiety. And I kind of grew up in that macho environment. I had dad, he was a tough guy, and so that was kind of instilled in me. So in my late 20s, I think I was even 30 years old. I started realizing, I was like, man, I need to do deeper soul searching within myself to get out of this funk that I am, this cloud that's bothering me. And I was like, you know what, let me go get some help. And then, I went to a counselor, but man, I just lived the way I lived for so long by covering up my emotions and masking it. It really showed when I went to that counseling session. I remember sitting down with the counselor, and it was going good. I felt good being there, but I was reflecting a lot by trying to be funny and masking it with some, that kind of like a macho demeanor. I remember, telling him like, I acted like I knew everything. I didn't know everything. And, I was telling him, I was like, I understand what's wrong with me, that I'm depressed and I got anxiety. And, I was like, but I know I'm gonna be all right. I know I'm a bad motherfucker and I can beat this. It's just, I need to do this. And I was kind of, when I left that counseling session, I looked back and I was like, man, I needed to shut the fuck up and close this and let the help actually help me, right? That's what I took away from that. Like I say, it went good, but then I did notice that I would talk a lot, and I don't know if it's a method of I don't know what it is, man, but I just know I was talking a lot and kind of masking how I really wanted help, how do I rid this depression? How, the real problems, like when you reach out for help, let the help help you. And that's what's going to make you better. Let me see. So some people in this world are spiritual, some are not. It doesn't matter to me, but there's a little voice inside of us, right? If this is how you know you're not happy, right? And I say this because some people are in denial and they don't know that they're not being the best selves they can be and they're not truly happy. There was always a little voice, if you're spiritual, call it my soul. If you're not spiritual, call it my energy. I would always feel unhappy with the way I carried myself, even the way people would look at me. Like I just felt like this isn't the way I should be living my life. And that little voice or whatever it is you want to call it, like it would just bring me down, or like things I knew that I needed to do in this world to be a better me. Like that little voice would be like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. And this depression, anxiety would just anchor me down, and then I just wouldn't do anything. That little inner voice, that energy, whatever, that's you telling you, that's your soul telling you to do this because it's going to make you a better person. I really do feel that. How do I explain this? I'm sorry, guys. It's hard for me to explain this sometimes. This is a difficult thing. But all right, let's use this as an example. So up to like my mid-20s, I was into God, and these days I'm all about like energy. I hope there's a God. I hope there's something up there eventually. When we pass, we go to another place, but neither here or there. Let's just say we have a soul. We have a soul inside of us. That soul is the best you, right? That's the happy you, the truly happy you. And then we have a brain that's a part of this body, right? It's a muscle. And this brain is very powerful and it can sway you in so many ways. It's so complex. If you absorb negative energy, negative vibes, this brain, it works out to that tone, that negative stuff coming in your life. And then you just start living negative. And then your soul feels that your brain's doing this thing and you don't know how to get out of it. and your soul's like, you need to be doing this, and that's what makes you feel depressed and anxiety. And that's how I view it these days. Is there's something inside you, your spirit or your energy. It's your best you, but your brain, it has been molded into the way it is now, which is either in a depressed state or an anxiety state. And the goal in life is to get in sync that spirit with your brain, and then that's how you're gonna live your best life. Get that energy in sync with your brain, and then that's how you can be the best you. For me these days, one thing that's helped me, and when you're in a really dark place, anxiety and depression, you're like, oh, this fool's gonna talk about working out and fitness. I don't want to harp on that too long, because I know when you're in that dark state, you're just like, oh, this fool's gonna be talking about working out. But guys or girls, listen, you need to apply some form of fitness into your life to get that blood pumping up into that brain, to help it work better, right? It could be something small, as far as just taking a walk every morning, but it needs to be something that occurs daily. It needs to occur daily, and if you have something that's a daily process, if there's one thing that you do daily that you like every day, that positive thing, whether you believe it or not, is planting a positive seed in your brain. It's helping that muscle getting used to something positive, right? And say, for instance, for me, I started working out at home. I started working out every day. Boom, boom. It started instilling, like, I'm like, man, this is a positive thing. I like doing it. It makes me feel good every time that I do it. And then it's just crazy. It's a domino effect after that, because after that, living in this depression, anxiety, I would be a couch potato. I would just go to work, come home, and just watch TV. But I felt like this positivity of daily working out, it puts this thing in my brain of like, I'm starting to like this positivity feeling. It feels good. And you start wanting more of it. And then for me, like, the next thing was, I know that my wife, she's really big on the dishes being clean, right? And that, like, it really makes her truly inside happy to see a clean sink. I'm like, you know what? I want to make her feel good, So if she's happy about something, it makes me feel good that I contributed to a thing that made her feel happy. So I was like, I'm gonna wash the dishes. So every day, if there's 1 or 2 dishes in there, boom, boom. I try not to let it be a dirty dish. It's something that's positive, that I'm stacking on top of the already positive thing that I'm implementing in my life, which is working out, right? And I'm doing the washing these dishes, right? It's another positive thing. And believe it or not, guys, your brain, this muscle, is getting used to it. Like, I like this thing of positivity is making me feel good. So, like I said, it's a domino effect. Now I'm like, you know what? I've never had a hobby in my life. My thing was drinking, right? And, I kind of shunned that from my life. That makes me feel good, right? So, boom, another positive thing. I'm stacking these positives, right? It's helping my soul. It's helping my energy. And I'm like, man, and then as that's happening, things in your world, you just see things changing, and it's weird how it happens. When that positiveness in your brain, you're starting to get that muscle working, the positivity, the things in your world start changing for the better. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what you call that, but it does. It happens. And I stopped the drinking, and I'm like, man, I feel good, right? Now I'm like, all right, what else can I do, right? Because I'm like, even though I'm doing these little things, I felt like I needed more. I needed more to get out of this depression, anxiety state. Right? I'm like, you know what? I was like, fishing. That's something that's relaxing. I like it. I ain't gonna lie. I've been a city boy my whole life, so I'm scared to touch the fish. Don't make fun of me. But I was like, man, let me do something that kind of it's gonna challenge me, right? So I've been going fishing a lot lately. So I'm catching fish, and the other day I caught a fish, and I was looking at the fish. He was looking at me. It was getting kind of crazy. I was like, oh, just grab him, Tony. So I grabbed the fish. Boom, my heart racing a little bit, but I'm like, man, old city boy, I'm catching fish now. Look at me, little Texas hunter, right? So, but that was fun. I enjoyed it, and then, there's a couple instances where I'm like, man, let me go to the batting cage. Let me get some cardio in. I'm like, man, boom. And all this stuff is not expensive. Fishing is not expensive. Hitting the batting cage ain't expensive. You know, all those little things, I feel like it's making me stronger because it's keeping my mind in a positive state. And before you know it, you're not all that shit, that depression shit that you were thinking that's constantly beating up your brain. Your mind it stops thinking about shit that depresses you, or it stops making you think about anxiety stuff in the future, stuff that you just make up, because you're positively engaging in things that you like, right? So I'm just using that as an example that these little things can help you become a stronger person mentally, to get you in the now, not in the past, not in the future, but in the now. Those are just some things to help combat that, right? To hopefully rid it from your life. You might be a person where depression, anxiety is gonna haunt you forever, but if you apply these concepts, daily, if you apply these things daily, you can, hopefully rid it from your life, or lessen it to a degree where it doesn't even faze you. You'll feel depressed for 10 minutes, but boom, let me go do this thing that makes me happy, makes me feel good inside. But it's something on the daily. To reach the level of state of living in the now, putting your finger on the pulse, you have to do a bunch of things. It's not just one thing. To start out, yes, it could just, do one thing, because when you live in a state of depression, anxiety, it drains you. It drains your energy. It drains your soul. So sometimes it's even hard just to do that one thing that's positive daily. It's hard. But man, I'm telling you guys, dig in deep. Find something that makes you happy. Whatever it is, something that's positive and that makes you happy. Do it daily. Do it daily. And then you're gonna find, you're like, man, I like doing whatever it is that I'm doing right now, and I'm doing it daily. I like the feeling that gives me. Awesome. Trust me, your mind, whether you think it's gonna happen or not, your brain's gonna take it. This is a muscle, dude. That feeling, it's gonna make you want to do something else, makes you feel good. And before you know it, you're just stacking this positivity inside your brain, and then you're just gonna see your whole world change. It's gonna make you stronger. You're gonna live a better life for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't help anybody until you help yourself. And if you can help yourself and get strong at it, you can help others. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that I would always say is nobody cares about you more than you do, right? Meaning you have to take care of yourself. You care about yourself, right? It took me forever to understand that, because living in depression, anxiety for so long, I had low self-esteem. Like, I felt like, man, I felt like I wasn't good enough for anything. I felt so low. And, but I dug in deep. Sometimes you get to a point in your life and you're like, enough's enough. I know this isn't me. I'm not happy. I'm not happy inside. I don't know what it is, but I'm hearing these messages on social media, and the people I follow, they keep beating this message like, man, dig deep, plant your feet in the ground, and just move forward. Find something that's positive, and just daily. And then before you know it, you're stacking them up, and you are where you are, and you're gonna be a lot happier. And that's where I'm at right now. And I want you people that feel this way in a dark place, to feel how I feel right now, because I'm very happy to feel the way I am right now, and to get out of that dark cloud, man, is the world to me. I'm so happy to no longer be in that state. To learn how to, when tough times come, I know how to deal with it. I know how to deal with it. We live this life, ups and downs are gonna happen all the time. Yeah, I could be a positive mind, but there's gonna be bad days. But with this type of mind state, you deal with those days a lot better, and you can lessen the severity of how something impacts you negatively by keeping this mind state, man. You really can. And then, without you even knowing it, you're going to influence others. You're going to influence others around you. You weren't even trying to, but they see the way you do it, and you're going to motivate them. And then, man, and that's a beautiful thing. That's awesome. And I really hope this, this message that I'm kicking, it helps some of you. I'm not the best spoken person. I'm just speaking the way I speak. This is the way I talk. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I don't use all these fancy words, man. I just felt an urgency to get on this chair here and talk to you guys that feel like you're in a dark place, because life is hard. Life is hard, and I don't care if you're poor or you're rich. Everybody has their difficulties. Everybody experiences hard times in their own way, and you gotta show empathy towards that. And I do. I truly do understand that we all feel pain, and we all feel pain, and there's people out there that are strong at this point in time, and they kick that message to help those type of people out of their hump. And hopefully I want to be a person like that helps people out of their slump, so then that person can eventually get strong and help other people. Man, let me see what else do I have for you guys. So sometimes people like to be like, just there's something wrong with me. I'm just, there's something wrong with my brain, and I'm depressed. I guess there are some people that are like that, but most of the time, a higher percentage is just your own mind playing games on you. But if there is something clinically wrong with you, then you need to talk to a doctor, talk to a therapist. But I'm telling you guys, a majority of you guys, it's all in your head. It's just been accumulation of negative things that just got you to the point where you are right now. I've been there, you guys. With alcoholism, that definitely brought me to a dark place. I was in the military. I feel like, because I used to be really, excuse me guys, I used to be really big on God, and it gave me power, it gave me energy. So when I went on my deployment to Iraq, I used to be in the Army. I was a tanker, and when I went to it was a combat zone in Baghdad, Iraq, I felt, because I had a big belief in God and the faith, the word, I had faith. And I felt like if I'm supposed to die over here, then I'm supposed to die over here, let it be. But I'm not going to let fear pierce my mind, pierce my soul while I'm over there. I'm going to do everything the best that I can. And that's what I felt happen. We experienced loss. There was a lot of engagements where our soldiers around us got killed. But when I came back from a deployment, I felt like my firm belief in a God, it helped me, right? It helped me. And but like I said, now in my 30s, I don't know, I guess my belief in God's not that much. I believe there's something. I believe there's something. I hope there's a higher up. I hope there's something out there. But even if there isn't, you still need to live your best life. That's all we can do. We know for a fact we're born and we die. So live the best. Try to be the best you. Try to help people. Try to be a good person. By doing those things, man, you're gonna enjoy this thing, because we know there's a day we're gonna die, right? It's awesome if you believe in a God, because I just felt like that elevates you, that helps you. But if you don't believe in God, that's fine. Believe in energy. Believe in your energy, right? You got energy, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself to make yourself the best version. And then you can live the best life possible, right? And so that's one thing. But like I said, if you feel like, you really do need to see a doctor, then go to the doctor. If you need to get medication, get medication. My personal experience is I was in the dark for so long, and I remember, I got out the military. I was going to college. I was at this university, and I felt like it comes in waves, right? Like there are some days where the cloud is really dark, and then some days it's just kind of like a light gray. But it's always that negative cloud is always hovering over me. But there's some days it just comes really dark and heavy, and I guess this time I felt like I had enough. So I felt like it was handicapping me from doing what I needed at school. And I kind of started hiding in a cave, kind of keeping away from family and friends, keeping to myself. And I was starting to get scared, like, man, this is getting bad. So I went to the VA, and I talked to a doctor, and I was like, man, can I get some pills? Can I get some medication? And I remember they started giving me a pill called, I think it was called Sertraline. And when I first took it, I was a little bit excited because it made me feel a certain way, and I thought it was helping me. But after like a couple of months of taking that, I just knew it was making me numb. I don't know how else to explain it, but it was making me numb, and it felt like the pain went away a little bit, but I felt like a zombie, and I did not like that. So, even though I felt like that, I took it for like another year after feeling that. Like I took it for like a year and a half, and it got to a point where I was like, man, I can't numb myself to life. I need to man up and dig deep within myself and figure out, why do I feel this way? Let's start learning things on how to deal with life, and be the best me, and so that was my choice, to get off of the medication. And I started engaging into things that made me feel better, right? Like I said, I watch YouTube videos of people that I look up to, that bring positivity. And then I started I did another podcast where like I love comedy, so I just kind of poured my heart out into comedy. And although it didn't do too great, I only had a couple subscribers, I don't care. It was something that I engaged into, and it made me feel good inside, and that was keeping me away from the dark cloud to a degree, right? I wasn't fully consumed by the dark cloud. By me engaging into this podcast, right? It was this other podcast where I would just kind of do like comedy bits and, do voiceovers. Sometimes I would invite some family and friends over to, just talk. It made me feel good. And, I would prepare for the podcast. So my mind was engaged. In something positive. And it would just do away with the worries of the world, right? And like I said earlier, it's something positive, and I like that feeling. I like that feeling of positivity. But but with that podcast, like I was like, man, the volume, the volume of comedy was turned up all the way, right? And it kind of brought me to a point like, damn, this kind of reminds me of my younger days, or even, when I was heavy in alcohol, like everything was just funny. Like, damn, let me turn down the jokes a little bit and be me, and that's not to say like, oh, do away with comedy. No, comedy, I love comedy. That's always gonna be a part of me, but I was using it to mask me, right? So I felt like when I was doing other podcasts, like I wasn't truly being me all the way by just cranking up the volume of comedy and just, but there was positivity in me doing that podcast because, it was something positive that I liked and I enjoyed. And, and then, so now I'm here, and this is a new type of thing, and this podcast is gonna contain a lot of stuff, and but it's gonna contain a lot of stuff. Hopefully, I have messages throughout these different type of podcasts to give positive messages to people, and help them. I want to do some humor too, because that is part of me. I want to be true to myself, and by me being true to myself, that's gonna make me happy, right? So, I'm happy doing this right now. It makes me feel good inside. You see, you guys, so, find what makes you happy. Whatever it is, find what makes you happy. I remember, when I got to the military and I moved to where I'm at now in Texas, I had family, I had a couple friends, and, I remember one time when I was really drunk, and then we were at some family's house, and I was like, yeah, I feel like a rebel, like a lone wolf, like I'm by myself. And then I said that, and then this person that was there, they were like, what are you talking about? You have a bunch of family and you have friends, like you don't know what you're talking about. And that person that said that with conviction, like you don't know what you're talking about. And it made me confused. I would be like, well, yeah, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel empty? Why do I feel alone? Why do I feel like nobody understands how I feel right now? I feel ugly inside. I feel so low self-esteem, and just this inner voice was like, why is this happening? Why can other people see positive in me and understand that I got people around me, but why do I feel like there's nobody around me and I feel dark inside? And it just, I don't know how else to explain it, but that's how I felt. And it's okay to feel like that, guys, because we do get like that. I've been like that. But you guys got to understand, even if you guys, there's some people out there that don't have family, and say even if you don't have friends, man, I'm telling you and yourself, you're going to be your best friend in this world, right? And if you can make yourself happy inside, that's going to project into the world. And watch, your life's going to change. Your life's really going to change for the better. Let me see what else I want to tell you guys. Just want to tell you guys, hang in there. It's going to be all right. Learn to love yourself. Really learn how to love yourself. And once you do that, man, it's going to be okay. And sometimes it's a slow process. A real slow process, especially for me. Being in my 30s, I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm comfortable. I feel like I've dissected myself mentally to be where I'm at. And I really want you guys to start that journey. Start it today. And if it don't happen today, I hope this message lingers in your brain, and you just keep thinking about what I'm saying, and then start applying some of the stuff that I'm telling you. And just remember, guys, when you're in that dark cloud, it feels heavy. It feels like you can't move. Just dig deep and then start one thing that's positive in your life. And like I said, it's going to rack up and get you to that better place. And man, and then you're going to get to where I'm at right now, how you feel, and you look back and be like, damn, I wish I didn't take so long to get to this point. But But just know there's other people that understand you. I understand you. And it's gonna be okay eventually. But right now you gotta go through it. Do what you need to get out of it, man. And there's some people out there that contemplate suicide. Don't do it, dude. Don't do it. I had a cousin that committed suicide not too long ago. I really didn't know him, but you know, I tried to talk him off the ledge on a phone call. He lives in a different state, but unfortunately, he's no longer here with us. You know, when I talked to him on the phone, like I said, I really didn't know him, so I tried my best to talk to him. And I felt that darkness that I'm telling you guys that I felt at one point in life. I felt that in him, and it kind of gave me goosebumps talking to him, because I know how that ugliness feels inside, and it's horrible. That's a horrible feeling, especially when you let it linger for years. If you let it linger, man, that can just destroy you, dude. And you know, that's something that I heard inside my cousin. And unfortunately, after that phone call, you know, about a month and a half later, you know, he's no longer here with us. And if you're a person that's like that right now, man, I'm telling you, it gets better. I'm an example of that shit. But I don't want you guys to wait years to get it to this point to where I finally feel happiness. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy that I finally got to this point, because some people never reach the point. Some people reach the point where it's so dark that they just decide to kill themselves. Or some people they just accept the darkness and live with it, and they never truly reach their full potential of happiness inside and live their whole life like that. And that's sad, man. Imagine you just wallow in that until you're old. You're lucky enough to live into your 80s and 90s, but the whole time you just lived in a dark cloud. Hell nah. Don't be that person. I don't want you to be either one of those persons. You need to start now. Start now. Dissect whatever the fuck's wrong with you. Dissect. Start it now. And it's gonna make you a better person, you know. The day I stopped drinking, well, a little bit before I stopped drinking, which was not too long. At one point in life, I stopped drinking for about 2 years, and I felt like I needed to hit the reset button, and it helped. But then I jumped into it, because I was like, you know what? I hit the reset button. I feel like I learned myself, and I feel ready. I can start drinking again. That was a bad idea. I started drinking again, and I just started repeating the patterns. Being the person that I was, that wasn't making me happy. And if I'm being honest with you, the 2 years was good. It was good. But it wasn't enough time. Sometimes, some people, it takes a long time to truly dissect yourself. You dissect yourself and know the person that you want to be, and then start taking the footsteps in that journey to be the person you want to be. That's a long journey, man, to get to the point where you feel like you're truly being you and you're happy. And 2 years wasn't enough. And then I jumped into something that was bringing me negative energy. Drinking like that daily, and that's all I did, with no positive hobbies, no positive activities. My positive hobby was drinking. Hell no, dude. So I'm glad I made the choice to get rid of that, right? Like I said, I stopped drinking for 2 years, and I jumped back into it. And man, again, I just felt like it made me go down even deeper, right? And fast forward in time, you know, I have a daughter with my beautiful wife. You know, I have a good job. And then one day I just remember, I was like, man, why do I feel so unhappy? Why do I feel so unhappy when I got a beautiful daughter, a beautiful wife, an awesome wife. I have my little family. I have an awesome house. I got a cool job. I got a nice car. Like, why am I still unhappy? Why am I still in this dark cloud? It's because that dissecting of myself and being the true me, I hadn't done that yet, right? And that was a big wake-up call for me. That just having that epiphany, like, damn, I'm tired of feeling like this. Why do I feel like this? I have everything a man should want. Why do I still feel like this? It's because of that. Is not truly dissecting myself, knowing the person that I want to be, doing the things that make me happy, and walking the footsteps of that person, right? To be the fullest potential of me. I wasn't doing that, and now that I've started that journey, man, it just night and day on how I see the world. Like, I wake up excited to start like, to do the things that I do, like, just seeing my daughter, man. I'm just so happy that I have a daughter. I created another human being, a daughter, man, and I'm a dad. Like, I want to be the best dad that I can be. I want to be strong physically, mentally for her. I want to be badass and show her how it is to be a strong individual. So, I want to be a strong role model for her. So when she gets of age, I don't have to worry about her so much, because I know she got integrity and good morals, and she's a strong person, right? But don't get me wrong, I'm gonna be a dad, so I'm always gonna be concerned and worried about my daughter. But at least I know she has those values instilled of her, because I did the best. I did the best to be the best me, and I think that's the best way to inspire and teach somebody, by you practicing what you preach. Be the best you that you can be, and it makes me happy for my family. I know I got another baby on the way, so me and my wife got another baby on the way, so we're gonna be a family of 4. So I'm excited to be a father and try to be the best father that I can be for them, right? What else can a man ask for? So yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I think I covered everything I wanted to say to you guys. If you're watching this and this resonates, I hope you take some of this stuff and implement it. Don't just hear. There's people out there that, because you're so much in the depression, anxiety, it's weighing you down so much, you just hear positive messages and you don't do nothing about it. You just like to listen to them, but you're not applying it in your life. Don't be that person, because I was also that person. These inspirational people that I listen to on YouTube, I'm like, man, they're making sense. They're making sense. I need to do that. And then 1 year will pass by, 2 years pass by. I'm like, shit. I'm not applying none of this shit that I agree with. I'm agreeing with these messages that these people are saying, and I wholeheartedly want to be the type of people that they're saying. To be the best you. Wake up energetic, do this, do that. I'm like, I want to be that person, but I would never do it. And just time passes by. Time passes by too quick, you guys, and you just listen to these positive messages and apply that shit. Apply it. And before you know it, you're going to be like, damn, I love the person that I am right now. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to say to you guys. And I want to let you know that it's going to be all right. People care. I care for you guys that are in the darkness. Man, it's going to be all right. One foot in front of the other. They just take one step at a time. It's a slow process, but it's a process that works. I'm telling you. And that's it, you guys. This is my podcast. It's called Alive with Tony G. And I'm going to sign off, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.